Hello friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. Welcome to Wonderful Wednesday. This is a little weekly series that I do here on my YouTube channel where I share a free tutorial that follows a monthly schedule. In 2024, the first Wednesday of the month is the tag of the month, followed by the banner of the month, the birthday card of the month, and the flower of the month. This month, August, we're heading into the end of summer, so our theme is sunflowers and bees. It's going to be a really fun series, and we're going to kick it off with this adorable tag album that I'm going to show you how to make from scratch. This has a cloth spine. It has a really fun dimensional cover. It has a little ribbon closure over here. And when you open it up, it has all these little interactive pockets and pull-out pages with room for photos and journaling. It has little hidden pockets and tags, pull-out pages here with hidden pockets. It has side pockets with tags and journal cards, and then it has a really fun little Kinetic waterfall feature, which if I can get hold of this, here, there we go. So I'm going to show you how to do all of this. It's all really simple. It's all really fun. The collection that we're working with this week is Stamperia Sunflower Art. I have used the 8x8 pad, which I don't have all the pieces, because I've used this pretty extensively, but if you love sunflowers, this is a must-have collection. It's truly, truly beautiful, just vibrant, filled with floral images, really nice rustic features, tags, cut aparts, and I've also used the 12x12, which is the same, just a larger format. And I've cut mine all up. I also used the wood die cut pieces, the die cuts, and the ephemera pieces, so, and the cards and tags. I fell in love with this collection and bought all of it. You can see why. It really is stunning. So if you'd like to learn how to make this adorable little square tag album, hang around because the tutorial is coming up next. All right, friends, let's go ahead and assemble this little tag album. So I have 5 Graphic 45 square craft tags. We haven't put any paper or anything on here because we want to wait until we have these hooked onto the spine. So now you're going to need a piece of heavy craft paper that is 9 inches by 4 inches. And you're going to score this at 1 inch on either end. So you're going to score it at 1 and 8, and then you're going to score a 1/2 inch all the way down in between. So you're going to end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 1/2 inch score lines. All right. Then you skip this 1 inch panel and take these 2 1/2 inch panels and pinch them together. Skip this flat panel, do these 2 together. Skip this flat panel, pinch these 2 together. Skip this flat panel, pinch these 2 together. Skip this flat panel, and pinch these 2 together. And now it looks like this. All right. On the back, I've already added my score tape. So no score tape on the 1 inches. And then the first one, skip 2 and 3. The 4th one, skip 5 and 6. The 7th one, skip 8 and 9. The 10th one, skip 11 and 12. And the 13th one. Then you're going to remove these tape liners, pinch these together, and you're going to burnish well. And I like to turn mine in both directions so that I know my pages will turn nicely. So now we just go to this one, remove the tape, pinch and burnish. And you're just going to do this all the way down the length of your spine. All right, so now you look like this, and you have 5 tabs, and you have 5 tags. I'm going to lay these down like this, and I'm just going to hold them in place with my little pawn magnets. And now what we're going to do is we're going to center and adhere our tags to the spine. All right, so our book is going to open like this. Okay, and the reason we're centering is because I didn't want to have to deal with the whole rounded corner. So we're just going to come back in with our score tape. I have 3/8 inch score tape, which is perfect. And I'm going to put score tape here. And here. And here. All right. I'm going to start on this side that's closest to me because it's easiest. And I'm going to line, oops, push these forward. I'm going to center this and then lay it down. All right, same thing here. And I'm just going to burnish these down really well. With score tape, you always have to burnish to make sure that it's really going to hold. All right. So now we look like this, and we can fold this flap over the front and this flap over the back. And we're going to glue those in place, all right? We'll do the same thing here. All right, so now we look like this. And you're going, yeah, but it's still kind of flimsy. Well, this next step that we're going to do is going to take care of that beautifully. All right, I have another piece. And see how these all line up nice and straight, and that is what you want. I haven't, and then see it's going to close like this. It's going to be really, really cute. I have another piece of our heavy, heavy cardstock, and our spine measures 2 inches. All right, I'm going to cut this to 4 inches. And I'm actually going to go just to 4 1/8 because we have to allow for the bend in the cardstock. I'm going to score at 1 inch. And I'm going to score again at 1 1/16, 1 1/16. That's what I'm trying to say. So this still has to be 2. All right. And that's just going to help that make the bend. So this is what this is going to look like. And you see how those extra little score lines just help it make the bend. Let's see, this is going to fit over our spine. And once we adhere these flat parts of the spine onto our paper and we line it up with these outside flaps, it's going to be very, very sturdy. So I found this square of blue ticking fabric, which I think will be pretty with the yellow sunflowers. And here's what I'm going to do before I stitch so that I end up straight and all of that. I'm going to come in about 1/4 inch on all sides with my score tape. My sewing machine does not like to sew through score tape. So I'm going to be very careful not to get this in any area where I think my needle is going to go, because it's going to be challenging enough to stitch through this heavy cardstock. I will tell you that I use a top stitch needle, which is better at going through thick layers. And I just have a simple, I don't have anything fancy. It's just a very simple Brother basic model sewing machine that I've had for about 15 years now. All right. So I've got this face down, and I'm going to peel off my score tape. And really, if you didn't want to sew, you could probably just do this all with score tape and you'd be fine. But I just thought the stitching would be nice, and it will also keep this fabric from raveling. So I'm going to line this up as straight as ever I can. That looks pretty good. And burnish it down. And I'm going to come in with these good scissors and trim. Okay, so see, it's just a nice, neat square. I'm going to fold my score lines to reinforce that. And now I'm going to go stitch around this on my sewing machine if I can. All right, so I stitched around my panel. I've lined it with my score tape, and you can see this looks like a gap, but it's not. There's score tape there. I wanted this score tape to go all the way to the edge. So I took this little piece off, and then I put this piece in over top it. Okay, that way I don't have any gaps. So So I think I want to do my spine first. I'm going to pull off my spine pieces. I'm going to come in with a bone folder. And I'm going to come in with my album. And I want this to go, here's where the bend is. So I'm just going to fit it just like this. And now I'm going to lay it flat, and I'm going to come in with my bone folder and really burnish the spine into that score tape. And by doing this in separate steps, it means I can really work it better. Okay, so now I'm going to take off these two pieces and wrap them around. And this is my front. Oops, let's get this open. All right, so this, all right. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I really don't wanna wrap that one around there yet. And I'll tell you why. I want to be able to put my tag paper down over it so we have a contrasting spine. So fortunately, I grabbed that quickly enough before that score tape set up. So just leave your spines like they are right now. And now what you want to do is take your patterned paper, whichever one that you're working with. I'm going to be working with, oops, here's the front. I'm going to be working with Stamperia sunflower art because I think it'll be really pretty with this. So let me cut my tag pieces. I need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And I'm going to cut those with the square tag die. And I'm not going to put down cardstock over this. This is plenty sturdy just as it is. So let me go cut those and I'll be back. All right, friends, so I've cut out my 10 pages. And when you're cutting them out, you want to pay attention to the fact that there will be left-hand pages and right-hand pages. So you want to make sure that the dome of your die is pointing in the right direction when you're cutting, unless it's an all-over pattern where it doesn't matter. But I just thought I would point that out. So I wanted this rope trim on the dome of my cover, and I've cut this out and glued it down. Now I'm going to peel my score tape off, and I'm going to press that cover into place and just burnish it down. Okay, so that's super easy. And then we just re-bend along the score line, and we end up with a nice sturdy cover, and we've got this pretty contrasting fabric trim. We're going to do the same thing on the back side. And then just recrease, and there you go. There's your front and back cover. So pretty. I love the way this looks. So now on my pages, I'll just tell you quickly, because I'm not going to decorate this whole thing with you, or this would be a very, very, very long video. But I tried to pair up patterns. So see, here's brick wall on the right and brick wall on, whoops, I got 2 there. Brick wall on the left. And you can see how when you cover your tag, it covers up the little tab where we joined our tags together. So here I have the lattice and a poppy. And here I have the kitchen with the basket of flowers. And there's poppies here that pick up on the poppies here. On this page, I have this beautiful outdoor scene, and on this page I have just the squares. Now, if you want to do both the squares, you can, but I thought this was more interesting. And then on the last set of pages, I've got the terracotta pots of flowers with the garden flowers. And that's just kind of how I organized mine. Now I'm going to do different little features on here, so I'm not going to glue any of these in, but I thought you would want to see how I organized them. All right, friends, on this first page set, I went into the die cuts where I'd cut out the, the scraps from where I'd cut out my tags. And look what I found, these perfect little pocket pieces. So these were exactly 5 inches wide. And because I centered my tags when I cut them out, it was right where I needed it to be. So all I did was score 1/2 inch on the side and bottom and trim the corners, and it makes a sweet little pocket. This was a happy discovery. I love it when I can use my scraps to do something really useful. And this is going to sit right here. If you wanted to, you could round out those corners with a corner rounder punch. I'm not going to worry about that too much. And then I went into my cards and tags, found this sweet little mini folio, and we're going to tuck this into the pocket. Now it does stick up about 1/4 inch from the top. If that bothers you, you can trim it down. I think it's going to look kind of neat when everything is put together. Now, on this page, I went into my 12 by 12. This is a scrap also from cutting out my pages. I trimmed this to a height of 4 1/4. Yep, and then I scored 1/2 inch on the side as a flap, and then scored every 4 inches. And we're going to accordion fold this, and we're going to line this up, and we're going to put adhesive on the flap, wrap the flap over the base page so it looks like this now. But look how fun this is. You can pull this out and you've got this full image of the truck, and then you've also got room here for photos, and you can put like a sentiment or something in here. To hold this together, I've got one of these Tim Holtz tiny clips, and I'm just going to clip this to the page before I glue it down. And when I glue the page down, I'm going to leave about 1 inch around that spot so that, see how I left room? So that I can place and remove that. So that's our first page set, which is very, very fun. And of course, I'm going to come in and add stuff and everything, like sentiments and things, maybe some little, I don't know what, we'll see what I do. I'm not really sure at the moment, but that's the reason I wanted that 1/2 inch spine in between. Now, if you don't have these tiny clips, you could take a larger clip and just do the whole page. And that will also look neat from the outside. It's going to make it look like a really cool little junk journal. Okay, so that's these 2 pages.
My Lord is like cool spring.
So on this next page set, I took my 2 floral images, and what I've done is cut 4 1 inch by 3 3/4 inch little hinges to go back here. And we're not going to put any here. We're just going to put our glue right around like this and on the hinges. So these are just folded in half, so they're 1/2 inch. And one of these is going to go right here. Whoops. Tricky a little bit. Let me move that little guy. I think that's what the problem was. Okay. So now what we've done is we've created a little hidden pocket. Let me do this over here. So you can see, there's the hinge, okay? And our glue is just gonna go right here on the dome. Don't put any glue anywhere else. And then line this one up. Like this, so pretty. All right. Then I went into my 8x8 pad and I pulled out this sheet of the clothes on the line and the windows, and I cut it in half at 4 and then scored it in half at 4. I rounded the front corner. Oops, that guy doesn't want to stick, but he will eventually. And these will slip, if we do it right into these hidden pockets. So now we have little hidden pocket pull-out pages, which is super fun. And we get to use more of our pretty designer paper, which is always a good idea. All right. And then you can dress the front up with a sentiment or whatever you want to do, but then these will pull out. I am going to trim this one I'm just going to shave off of this side about 1/8 of an inch, because I think it will go in and out better. It's sticking a little bit. I must have put my glue, yeah, that's much better. So I must have put my glue a little too far down. When you put your glue, just do right here on the dome. Don't go over into the back at all. There we go. That's cute. So that's a fun little interactive page. All right, let me figure out this page set.
Leading my Lord's light, cool blue pond, when I am hot and feeding.
All right, friends, this next set of pages is super simple. I did the same thing where I took the pieces where I die cut the tags, and the dome of the tag had been cut out, and I made side pockets. And in the side pockets, I put a little cutout tag and one of the little postcards from the cards and tags pack. And these just go in here. So this is really a simple, simple little page. Flip this over. This is our last page set. And I wanted to do something really fun here. So we're going to make a little Kinetic waterfall page. So we'll have 4 panels, well, 2 panels on each page. And I'm going to show you very quickly how to put this together. To prep for this, you're going to cut 2 pieces of cardstock, 3 3/4 by 4 1/2. So one piece is 3 3/4 by 4 1/2, and one piece that's 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. All right, this is going to be your back piece. This is going to be your front piece. You're going to score a 1/2 inch on the left, and then you're going to score 1, 2 more, okay? And fold these and score them well. All right. And this piece, this top 1/2 inch flap, is going to fold over the back piece, which is why it's longer, right? So now it looks like this. Then I cut a little scrap, 4 1/2, and it's about 3/8 of an inch, I think. This was just like left over. This is going to go around the back. And you can score this if you want to, but I tend to just come up about 1/4 of an inch and fold these little tabs in on the front panel, and then a little bit of adhesive here. I just want to make sure I'm straight on the back because that shifted. There we go. And a little piece of adhesive here. Okay. So now we have craft cardstock, 2 pieces that are cut to 4 by 3.5, and we score a 1/2 inch on the top. And these are the little flip pages. So you put your adhesive on that 1/2 inch flap and glue the first one just below the second line. And you want it, you know, even on both sides. And then take this one and do it along the top. Super easy, right? Not hard, nothing hard here. So you can see now when you pull this bottom piece, these pieces flip, okay? Then you're gonna line these. I cut pieces from my scraps. These are 3.25 by 3.25. And you're just going to line these with 4 panels that are 3.25 by 3.25.
My Lord's my strength, the reason I try. Though times are hard coming, my Lord's my pillow, which I lay my head, and I will answer his beckon.
And down here, we have a panel that is 3.5 by 2.75. And this is going to cover up those little tabs. Actually, let me do it this way. Then pull this out. And this piece is also 3.5 by 2.75. And then I have one of the little poppies. Then we're just going to put adhesive on the top third. Put it right here so that this will act like a pull tab. See? Easy peasy. So here's your page liner for the right-hand page. This little 3/8 of an inch band is where you put your adhesive. Nowhere else, just on the band. And then center it up. Okay, and glue this whole piece down into your book. So now you can go back in and you can decorate your book with whatever embellishments. You can do sentiments in here, you can do tags, you can do whatever you like, but you've got a fun little double waterfall surprise at the end. Your book closes nicely. Now we're going to go to work on the cover of the book. All right, friends, I want to see if we can put together this cover. I've run some burlap ribbon through the grommets over here, just the front and the back. Then I created a little dangle charm with a couple of keys and a cute little sunflower charm to go over here. Topped it with a little sweetheart blossom. I'm going to move these out of the way while I work. And the first thing I'm going to do is take this ephemera piece. I'm going to lay it right here because I still want our ropes to show. Then I have this wooden ephemera of this pretty blue window with the flowers. And I've painted and spattered all of these. I'm going to tuck this in right like this. Okay. It's a little hard because our book slants, but we're going to make this work. Then I've got this adorable old pickup truck. We're going to take a strip of foam adhesive and put it across the bottom. And I'm at the end of my roll, so what I do is I peel off the good side and then I use hot glue on the non-sticky side. I don't like to waste it, it's so expensive. So I'm going to tuck this in right here. So now we've got this little collage thing going on. I've taken this sunflower, I'm just going to cut the bottom stems off. And I'm going to poke this in down behind our window if I can. Just trying to create lots of layers, color, textures here. There we go. I think that's going to work all right. And then the last thing we're going to do, all right, so I'm going to start over here. Well, actually, I'm going to start right here in the center with this one. And it's going to go right here. This one is going to sit back behind it like this. And this one is going to go on top of it like this. All right. Little burlap string bow. These already have sort of leaves on the back of them, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to put this under and use my scissors to push it into place because you do not want to get your fingers into that hot glue. It is really, really hot. All right. I think, because see when our little dangle hangs down, everything kind of comes together. I think that finishes us up, friends. I think we're done with this tag of the month project. We made this adorable tag book. I did put buttons, wooden buttons down the side of the ticking, which I love. And so that's it. That is it. This was a fun project. I hope you enjoy making it. You can do this in any theme with any papers that you have in your stash. It doesn't have to be this particular collection. It doesn't have to be sunflowers. It doesn't have to be any of these things. I may go looking for a little bee to stick in here, so we stick with our sunflowers and bees theme. But that is it for me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And go get your craft on. See you next week with Banner of the Month. Bye.